Hey guys, welcome to Mamas and Mimosas. I'm Janelle.
I'm Marianne.
And I'm Roni.
And today we're talking all about the craziness that comes from this corona quarantine with kids, how it's affected our families from finances to daily routines, and what's helping us get through these long days. So when you're feeling like you can't do this quarantine for another day, find relief in knowing that we're all in this crisis together. Oh, and also bear with us because due to the quarantine, we're forced to record online instead of the studio. So the mic and video quality will not be the same. But let's grab our mimosas or whatever drinks you got, pop in your earphones, and let's dive right in to just dive right
Yeah, let's just dive in.
A virtual
Cheers.
Oh my god, it's gonna get deep, guys.
A shit show, a pure shit show. It literally takes a village.
I don't know if it was dirty or clean.
Oh my god.
Mom, like
yeah.
I'm wild. Yes, because I'm shining. Woo! That was good, guys. Before we begin, we can't forget to thank you for joining the conversations in our private mama tribe. We love seeing your perspectives on the topics we discuss. It totally helps us feel less alone in this journey. Thank you so much. If you'd like to join, you can find us on Facebook, type in Mamas and Mimosas, and look for the private group. The more, the merrier.
Okay, so let's just dive in. When you first heard about the coronavirus, did you guys take it seriously? Did you guys think it was gonna be like this? I mean, I don't think anybody expected it to be like this.
I don't think anybody did.
No.
Not at all. So like a few months ago, my son would come home from school, my oldest Devin, and he would be like, this coronavirus. And I think I briefly heard about it on the news in China, and I was like, oh no, this won't get to us. Like, you don't have anything to worry about. And he's like, no, he was super paranoid. So I guess they had already been talking about it at school. And I was like, well, I'm not worried about it. I was like, there's still things open. I was like, it can't be that bad. And I was like, try me again when they start closing down Disneyland and everything, then it's real. And then they did. And I was like, oh shit. Yeah. So I didn't take it seriously at all. I mean, I feel like it starts to sink in when Disneyland closed, and then the sports, and then when school, then I was like, okay, this shit is real. And when I couldn't find any toilet paper, it was real. It got real. How about for you guys?
For me, at first I didn't, but I really I'm not the type that watches the news and stuff.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a big thing for me. And I heard about it, I would see little things here and there from social media. And then when I found out the NBA was being postponed, that's when I was like, what the hell? It has to be that serious, because never in my lifetime, and everything just happened with the whole Kobe thing, and they didn't, they stopped it for a day or so for him. So for them to postpone the entire season or whatever, and then when other things started being closed down or whatever, I was just like, oh my God. There's people still aren't taking it seriously, but I'm like, dude, there's a reason those things specifically are shut down.
Exactly.
I just feel like, how can you not take it seriously now that school's out?
Yeah.
That's when I started. At first I thought it was a political conspiracy kind of thing. Okay, the debates are going on, and I feel like when there is the whole election time, there's always some type of something going on. Yeah. And so I just thought it was that, and then it wasn't until, and then the whole toilet paper and water, and I'm like, this is a joke. Seriously, what the hell is toilet paper? And I mean, obviously you need water, but toilet paper, what does that have to do with this cold? But when the schools started shutting down, that's when I was like, oh, okay, this is real. You said Disneyland.
Yeah, I was like, because you figure all of these places that make tons of money are losing money right now, closing. It has to be a reason. Some people still think that it's political and it's something's not right, but for national businesses to be losing money like that, no one's just gonna lose money for no reason. it's kind of real.
I was talking to my husband. I'm like, it has to be political. Like I was fighting. I did not want to believe. And then he was
Well,
like, this is national. Like other
Yeah.
countries have shut down. And I'm
no,
like, yeah, I guess it
international.
doesn't. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really. Yeah, international. That's what I meant. But like, so I guess it didn't have to do with the election.
Well, it's
I
funny
know.
because like I've seen multiple like memes or whatever, and it's just like, oh, in 2000 or whatever, like the years that like every year there was an election, like
Mhm.
something happened that year, like SARS, Zika, whatever
Oh yeah,
else
the
was going.
bird
Yeah,
flu.
like,
Like it
and
was
those,
also, yeah.
yeah, those are all
Bird
on the
flu.
years that there were like elections. So I'm like, it made me think like, dude, seriously? But then
Mm.
I've also seen like people post where I don't know, it was like a book written in like 1981, and it was describing like a
This.
pneumonia, like, yeah, everything that's happening right now, like that there's a sickness that's gonna wipe X amount of people out, and they're gonna call it this, and it had the exact name, like the
Wait,
Wuhan, whatever.
is
So
this book called 1981?
I don't, I don't know.
Because I think there's like an actual book called that, and I think I
Yeah, but
remember.
it's like gnarly because it says like the exact name, like it's gonna start in Wuhan or whatever, like, and
That's
it's,
crazy.
yeah. So
I
I'm
think
like,
that's why people
no.
don't know how to take it. Like, I feel like you have some people, just like for instance, this past weekend, they showed like people still at the beach and like
Oh yeah.
doing them because there's people who like, you're just so confused that you're like, do I believe it or do I not believe, you know? So I don't know. It's
But I
crazy.
think maybe the people that are at the beach, they're thinking that they're safe because they're out in the open. You know what I mean? Like they're not confined in like a room or something with people, and they just like we went to the park. We took
We
the kids
went
to the
to,
park, and that's kind of like, you know, a beach park.
but
It's
no,
out
they
in the
showed the beach.
open.
And it
It
was
was like
packed.
ton of people. No, it
Yeah.
wasn't even
Oh,
like when we went to the park, we were like, it was just a few people. We were like, okay, we're gonna
yeah.
we're gonna social distance, keep our 6 feet. I
Hmm.
didn't let the kids play at the playground, none of that. But when they showed the beach, it was legit like people in groups, like together and like playing
Like
Oh.
you would,
basketball
yeah,
against
you
each other.
wouldn't
Like,
think that it was happening there.
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So
no. Yeah, any type of like close
yeah, that's what I'm
rubbing up
No.
on
saying.
each
I think
other is
some
not
people are
okay.
just like, you know, they're gonna believe what they want to believe, and then you have some people that are just like, okay, obviously this has to be serious.
Like we were the same thing when we went to the park. I was like, go to the restroom because you're not going to use the restroom there. You're not going to use the
Same.
jungle gym. We're just playing on the grass, just
Yeah.
running around. We got to go
Yeah.
to the restroom. We're going back home. We're going to pop
Yeah.
a squat. Okay, so then do you guys know anybody with this virus, or have you anybody like extended relative or extended friend of a friend of a friend?
So my mother-in-law knows a lady that she plays golf. Let me see if I get this right. Because my mother-in-law has a lady that she plays golf with, and the lady that she plays golf with son-in-law just passed away from the
Oh
virus.
my God.
Mhm.
No.
Yeah.
Was
So
he old? Because you know how
no, he
everyone's
was
saying it's like an elderly.
no, he was either in his late 30s or 40s. He wasn't old at all.
And
No.
he had it. He was
Hmm.
positive for it.
Yeah,
Now,
because
was
she
he
told us.
already sick
She
or
said he
had like
did
an
not have
illness?
health issues. He didn't.
No, don't tell
And
me that.
also, so like I have like a ton of cousins, some distant cousins, some that I talk with, and like some of us were closer when we were younger, and then as we got older, you just kind of keep in touch on Facebook, which I'm horrible. I'm never really on Facebook, but I recently like went on Facebook and seen like a cousin's post, and his like 9-month-old baby was in the hospital, and this caption was like, this coronavirus shit is serious, and the baby was hooked up to like a machine, and like they showed the baby's chest in the video, and it was like just rapidly, like the baby couldn't catch his breath. It was bad, and he wrote on there that it was coronavirus, but I don't know if it was actually that. But just seeing that baby hooked up to all that stuff like that is like, it's scary.
Didn't they already say that there was a case where the baby was born and then like
Yeah, through the mom.
immediately? Yeah.
Yeah, the
Really?
mom had, yeah, the
Yeah.
mom had it, and when the baby was born, they
So it
contracted it.
can transfer.
And that's the thing, it's so much you don't know, like you don't know how exactly, like it's so much stuff, like they're saying like, oh well, it lives on your hands for only 10 minutes, blah blah blah, like
Oh,
there's
I've
so
never
much
heard that
stuff.
one.
Yeah, they said that's why they're encouraging to wash your hands after everything, because it can live on your hands for 10 minutes. I don't know, there's all kinds of stuff that I feel like
And
making everybody crazy.
I recently heard something too, that you have to, like, when you come inside from being outdoors, wash your clothes because it could be carried on your clothes. They said drink a lot of hot, like warm teas and
Because it
hot
can't
things
last
because
with
it
heat.
can't last with heat. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So much
I'm
stuff
like,
is going around. You're like, oh, what do I believe
what's
and what?
true?
Yeah,
Right.
No, I
it's
mean,
all
And I
over
don't
the
want to
place.
go crazy. I don't want to be like super crazy
exactly,
nervous.
exactly.
But I
Um,
was, because I caught a cold. So on
oh, I
last
remember
Friday,
you saying that.
I woke up with a sore throat, and then I like immediately Googled like the
Oh,
symptoms of the
And sore
coronavirus, and it
throat is
said
one of
a
them.
sore throat
yeah.
and like any kind of common cold, and then it could go to a cough and a fever. And so the whole time I was just like, please God, don't let me get a cough or a fever, because like I had the snot and everything like that. But I just kept telling myself, okay, when you get the cough and fever, you're done. Even though,
Did you?
how common is that? Like,
Right,
you always
exactly.
get that, but still. And so it lasted for like a good week. I
Did
feel
you
like,
isolate yourself from the rest of the house or no?
no, because Ray we both had it together, me and the baby. So we both had it together. And it's like, how can I'm the mom
Yeah, exactly.
taking care
That's
of
the
it.
Yeah.
Dad's
thing.
at work, and at the time he wasn't home yet, so it was
That's
just
the
me. I got to take
thing.
care of my kids. But they didn't catch it though. The boys didn't catch it. Me and the baby had it, and then it ran its course. Thank God it didn't turn into like a fever. It actually, like, I started getting phlegm, so I was like trying to cough it out, and I wasn't sure. Okay, is this the cough that they're talking about, or do I just have like a cough from
And
the
that's the
phlegm?
thing. That's what I think a lot of people are scared and going to the hospital because some people say you don't have symptoms. And I don't know if you guys remember on one of our episodes about, I think it was cold and flu. And that was not too long ago when I mentioned that Harley, like we went to the doctor and she had
Yeah.
a sore throat and they tested her and they said she came back positive for strep throat. And I was like, okay, that was weird. And then we had to go back 2 days later. And I said, I left Disneyland because she couldn't breathe. Like, so she had literally all the symptoms of coronavirus. Like she had the high fever. She had the, like, where she couldn't breathe when we were doing the breathing treatments. She had the dry cough. Cause I remember I told you guys she coughed from the morning all the way till we left Disneyland. So I'm like, wait a minute. Did my child have coronavirus? Like
Yeah.
literally every symptom she had. And that's when they first told me she had asthma. And like she hasn't had an episode since. And I'm like, well, that's weird, but I don't know. I think everyone's just on edge.
And that's scary too,
Yeah.
because they said the kids with the asthma is like, people with asthma can die from the coronavirus if they catch it.
Yeah. So I don't know. Well, how are you guys explaining this to the kids? Like, do they understand what's going on or?
You, Marianne.
um Landon doesn't understand. He's 5 and like he knows all the schools are shut down because my sister-in-law is a teacher, so and she knows we've talked to them and she says her schools are shut down too. And he just honestly thinks it's because of the rain. Like it's been raining the last week and a half or so, and he for some reason associates it with like the rain. And it's weird because like he used to go to school when it was raining. So but what I've tried explaining to him was like that there's like really bad bugs that are out, like because we've talked about bugs like the germs, and that there's really bad germs out right now, and that the doctors are trying to figure out how to make those bad germs go away, and they can't, so they want everyone to stay home and not be around other people. So but he still like will say like, yeah, when my brother will be like, oh, you didn't go to school today, or did you go to school today? But we're doing homeschool. So like Landon will be like, well, I didn't go to my school because it's raining, but mommy has me doing school at home. And I'm like, it's not because it's raining.
No, they don't
So
understand.
I
But
mean, I
that's how
tried.
innocent he is at that age. I love it. Oh my God. Okay, so we have a really bad habit of like talking in front of our kids. Like we're not really good at censoring. So when it first started, I was all about the conspiracy, right? And like they would listen. They didn't really commentate or anything like that. They would just listen. And then when it started getting more serious, they just care because they can't have their grandmother come over. Like my mom, we're
Like they're
not
used to
allowing
her.
them, and that she usually comes over every Friday. And so when they found out she can't come over, they're like, wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah.
And at first I told them she can't come over because I have a cold. So then they're like, okay, hurry up and get better so she can come over. And then now that this lockdown happened, or like the
Shelter in
stay
place.
home, shelter in place thing happened, then they're like, wait, she can't come over? And like now they're panicking. And they're like, when is this going to be done? I miss my friends.
I know, that's the hard
Especially
part.
because it's spring break, you know? So they're super bummed about it. But I just told them, like, look, we got to do our part. We got to stay indoors. And the more people that stay inside and just let this take its course, the faster that it'll be done. If we go outside or we have everybody come over, then we risk somebody getting sick or spreading it. And then we don't want anybody. See, at the time we thought it was just the elderly that were passing away. And so I was like, you don't want your grandmother, like your grandma's already older, you know, like you don't want her dying. And so I would try to like get them to understand that, like, you don't want your yaya to die, you know, and catch it. So we have to stay home so that we can, you know, be safe, and then let this run its course, and then it'll be fine, you know.
Yeah,
they're taking it okay. I mean, they're busy. We're trying to keep them busy.
Is it their actual spring break right now, or they're out of school?
So this week is technically their spring break. Last week they got out of school, and that they called it a pre-spring break. And then next week they're going to start like the actual curriculum, like the digital school. Okay. So we'll see how that goes.
Yikes. For us, I think, like, especially since they're all different ages, I think we actually like set them down and kind of explain to them like what's going on, and kind of the same thing, like it's a bug out there and they're trying to fix it, but we have to do our part and make sure we stay in, and you can't, you know, see your friends because we don't know who has it, the spread. And my mom is like dying. We've been having to FaceTime her because she's over all the time, and my mother-in-law and everything. So I think the hardest part, the little ones didn't really seem to get it, but I feel like my middle son seems like he's taking it the hardest. I've been trying to do homeschool with them and like do as much as I can to keep them busy, but of course it's not the same. There's no other students and stuff like that. But some of the moms at Peyton's school, we've set up these FaceTime group calls. So 2 times a week they get in this group calls, and he loves that because he gets to see his friends, because that's the main thing. Cute. He's like, Mom, I like your school, but I want to go back to my other school with real people. I'm like, oh, so I'm not a real person. But yeah, so I mean, I think they don't really get it, because to be quite honest, like I'm still confused about a lot of stuff. So I don't expect them to really know what's going on. I just don't want them to see like a panic or get, you know, scared. Yeah. I just want them to just like, everything's okay. We're going to get over this hump like we get over everything else, and don't sweat it. But
they are seeing changes though in the house though. Like we're trying to not be so wasteful, you know, which is a good thing. But like, we're like, hey, like, oh, the toilet paper. Okay, so that's the biggest thing right now, because you can't buy the thick Charmin or Charmin, however the fuck it's called. Like you can't buy that. You get that thin, you know, piece of toilet paper, and that you have to wrap up a million times. So
and it's gone in
toilet paper is gold. So right now they're complaining about that toilet paper. They're like, I miss that thick toilet paper. And I'm like, see, that was a luxury. It was.
Yeah. You know what? Like in a sense, I feel like it's almost like a blessing in disguise. Because as bad as it is, it's like bringing a lot of families closer together. We're having to figure out ways to like get through this all together. And like, I mean, just over the weekend, looking on social media, I've seen so many families doing like all these TikTok videos and just figuring out stuff to do. And it's like, it's actually beautiful to see, like, you know, everyone coming together and just trying to get through it. So.
Coming together in their household, you know what I mean? Because I think that we're used to coming together as like in groups, bigger groups, and then we don't bond as much with our children. But now we have no choice, because it's just, you're stuck with the household, so you have to bond with them, and you have, you know, and you're right. A lot more people are like taking walks. We see so many people now walking in our neighborhood, or like so many of the kids, you know, riding their bikes and stuff. I mean, they're not socializing with other kids, but you know, like it's nice to see people out and about.
I was
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, I was gonna say, like, I was talking to my husband about it, and we were saying, or I mentioned that I feel like it's Mother Nature's way too of resetting itself.
Yeah.
Because, like now that there's less cars out and less factories working, like
Sky is
the
beautiful.
sky is more clear. Like there just are things on social media, like in Italy, where the canals are clear now, and like you could see the fish in there, and like whatever. And it's crazy, but it's true. Like it makes us have a different perspective of like what we are actually doing to our environment or to our like home. You know what I mean?
There was a meme. There was some type of meme saying like the humans are the virus. Like we're damaging our own
selves.
World. And selves with whatever. It's funny because less people are on technology and more people are out and about, but I'm like, you would think the opposite. You would think that they're so bored that they're on their phones more often, or they're on the video games or whatnot, but more people are like riding their bikes and out and about because they're just burnt out. I don't know if they just want to escape their house,
having to entertain their kids.
I know, exactly. And taking time, because I feel like in life, like we always get so busy. Like I always say, and it's so funny because I'm like, now look at it. Like I'm like, oh, every weekend we're so busy. We have birthday parties, we have something. I'm like, I just need to stay at home and like do this project or clean out my car. Like, and now I have all
got that time.
So it's kind of like, it is like, it's kind of golden in a way.
Okay, so then has your businesses or husband's job been affected? Like, are they working from home? Or are they still working out and about?
Roni, go ahead.
So for me, my business did like, I had a few events set up for this year, and this year I kind of like, I didn't take a lot because we have this project, this podcast and stuff. So I've been wanting to give it a lot more of my time. So I didn't take a lot this year, but I took more weddings. You get it?
It was a mosquito, a mosquito or a gnat. I'm like,
I thought you were telling someone to like get out of here.
No.
Yeah. So I took more weddings this year because the bigger the wedding, like it's better than doing a whole bunch of little parties. But two of the weddings so far got pushed back. I'm sure the other one is going to get pushed back too. So it did interfere. And as for my husband, I know when they first like put this stuff in order, and like me and the kids were already quarantining ourselves and staying in, he was still like going to the office. His office was like still open. And I'm like, you need to stay home because you're going to the office and coming back to us. And I was fussing, but he stretched it out to the last minute until they made the new rule about if it's non-essential, you can't be open. So yeah, but a lot of his work, his employees and everything, they were able to set up via home, so they're doing a lot of stuff at home. So it hasn't truly affected him, but I'm sure it has in some way, as far as like projects that are supposed to be set at a certain time, deals that are not going to close because of everything. So yeah. Next.
Okay, so
I'm like already reading
guys.
the
We're
next
trying to
question.
get it. We're trying to get it.
It's different when we're not next to each other. Like you feel the vibe.
We poke each other under the table. We're like, okay, you go. But now we can't do that. So we're like, go.
Who's next? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because then I'll say the next question.
So the thing that has been affected is obviously this podcast. Like we have to do it online, and that took us a while to figure that out and get the kinks out. So hopefully it's good. And then I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know if I've ever told our listeners, but I'm a wedding photographer. So I actually had a wedding this past Sunday that I was co-shooting. And that whole wedding got canceled, and I feel so bad, for the couple. So that's another thing that has got pushed back. I do have another wedding in September to shoot. So far, I haven't heard of any cancellations for that one, and I'm hoping not. But we have a cousin that's getting married in June, and they just pushed theirs back to November. So
that was my client. It's crazy.
One of them. Yeah, that was your client. Yeah. But so my husband, he was off for 6 months because he had surgery. And so now he went back to work like a month ago. He was in work for a whole month, and we were like, okay, this is cool. We're getting back to the groove of him being gone. And then now he's working from home. So I'm like, okay, we got to get back into the groove of him being home. But at the end of the day, it's nice. I'm thankful that he is home because we kind of help each other, tag team a lot of the things. So, and then like you said, you're always worried about him bringing back the germs and stuff. So I don't have to worry. So right now, like we are on lockdown, like no one's leaving. The only place we go to is the grocery store, and that's like we haven't been. Wait, he just went this past weekend, but we're trying to minimize that too, and not go so often. But we just have to get into a new routine,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It'll be okay. I mean, we do this. I feel like if we don't panic and we think about it like this is summertime, the kids are off of school, they don't see their friends. I mean, the thing that sucks is you can't do play dates and stuff like that. You got to kind of entertain them more often, but I don't know. This is what I'm saying right now while it's spring break, but who knows how it's going to be once the virtual classes start.
Yeah, and we don't know how long. No one can give us a definite answer like on how long we are going to have to go through this. No one knows.
Yeah, well, our school already sent us a memo that they're going to be out until May. And then one of the local teachers over here said, I really don't think they're coming back this school year. So I'm like, okay, well, just tell us that.
Yeah.
So now, and I'm just praying for patience because I was not made to be a teacher. Like I can't do it. And that's why I don't do homeschool, because I don't have the patience. So I'm like, I hope I don't strangle these children,
Yeah, it gets hard.
So for me, my business is Beachbody, and it's actually been doing a lot better.
Yeah, because people are at home, they can't go to the gym.
All the people who normally go to the gym have kind of hit me up and was like, I need workouts I can do at home. I just need something that will tell me what to do and how to move other than like going outside and walking and running. So if anything, it's been better for my business.
That's
good.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's like a little blessing in disguise for me because I haven't really been pursuing it as much as since we started and since like everything happened with my mom. But yeah, so this kind of was like a kickstart for me to like really get back into it, I guess. And then as far as my husband's job, his hours are still the same. He leaves and goes to work. So our routine with him is still the same. Like he's gone X amount of hours a day and blah, blah, blah. But it has affected him a lot because he's like a total hypochondriac.
Oh, with germs anyway.
Yeah, he's like a huge germaphobe. And like the fact that it's something that he can easily catch. Like as soon as it started getting serious, he was on like Google 24/7. He started saying he felt like he had the symptoms, and it's like I felt like bad because I was giving him a hard time and like, oh, like you're retarded or whatever. Like it's not, you don't have it. But then like he started saying his throat hurts and yada yada, and then like it started getting serious around us. So I started like I didn't make fun of him anymore because then like I know how bad he is with germs, and then like he's exposed to it. So
yeah,
I mean, a lot of people know like through my Facebook and through like what I've said in the past, like I'm a law enforcement wife, so he's exposed to it. And like they have a new system like for his department specifically. They've been given certain instructions to like dispatch will ask every person that calls like, is there possible like symptoms in your household or whatever. So it's funny because a lot of the calls he gets now, like since everything's happened, like the whole shelter in place, a lot of the calls are like fights happening in the household, like within families. But you know, like because we're locked up in our homes together and whatever, like it's driving people crazy. So a lot of calls are that there's a spousal dispute or whatever, like a family fighting, blah, blah, blah. But then after every like call, it says possible infection. So it's like he has to respond, or like, you know, the people working that are responding are like, they have to show up, they have to go, and they're possibly exposed to it. So
that's the scary part too, because all of the people that are in the grocery stores and the nurses and stuff, and they have families and they still have to go to work, and it's like, that's very scary for your family too.
So it's, I mean, it sucks, but that's part of his job, and that's part of my role as his wife, to support him and make sure, like, you know, his mindset is right to like still go and do what he's supposed to do without freaking out, because he's already a hypochondriac, and like you know, so that's like
good
really
that
how it's affected him. But like, he super like sanitizes before he comes home. Like, even like our Amazon stuff that's been coming in, he's like, don't touch it, I will sanitize it before you guys open it. Like, that's how bad, because like, you know, because there's like
it's not
delivery people are still working, and that's how everything's getting out now. And because they have to keep working, people are showing up sick. So now their sick germs are going on your package, and then it comes to your house, and voila, now you're exposed.
So how long do you have to wait for your packages now? Because I used to grocery shop online, right, on Walmart app. And then when I submitted my order, it said like, we're not delivering this week. And I'm like, what the hell? So I just assumed nowhere was delivering. So with Amazon, how long do you have to wait? And are you guaranteed like that they're not out
Prime,
of stock?
and normally like Prime is
it's
like
one
next
day.
Yeah.
4
now
days.
It's like 2 to 4 days.
Yep. There's no next day or
4
same
days
day.
is not that bad.
Yeah. Like,
no, but
these
before
lights we ordered 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So.
But compared to before, it used to be just you can get
same
it that
day.
same day,
yeah,
or the next day, and now it's like it's at least.
But like my grocery stuff, like last week, I was able to put in an order, and it took like 4 days, and even then, it was limited. Like, she couldn't get everything I had on my list, and then she was, you know, like they message you while they're shopping. She was like,
wait, where were you ordering?
I was doing Instacart, and it was like Stater Brothers. So like, while they're shopping, you can like, they chat with you like, oh, there's no more toilet paper.
Yeah.
Would you like me to replace it with this, or just refund it, or whatever? So they tell you like as they're shopping. And it's funny because then she's like, there's no more bags. So she, like, when she delivered the stuff to us, she was holding everything. And then one, like, she had a Target bag, and she's like, I had a Target bag in my trunk. So, and I'm like, let me give you some of my bags, like, poor thing.
Dude, so I have a whole thing of bags too.
But then I put another order in this week, and they're done. Like, they're not even taking any more orders. It's either they're backed up or they're just done. I don't know.
Yeah, just right now. They're probably backed up.
Yeah, because that's how nobody wants to leave, and no one wants to deal with the big ass lines at the store and the chaos.
Okay, so then while we're on the topic of grocery shopping, how the hell do you guys grocery shop? Like, okay, wait, no, we're going to talk about that later on. Okay, so before we go there, I'm not going to jump around.
How are you staying sane during these quarantines? Like, do you guys have new routines?
So our routine is pretty much like, I always had like a schedule anyway, because normally Harley used to be at home while the boys were at school. So I just had to tweak the schedule for like homeschooling and figure out this fucking snack schedule, because I'm like, if you guys fucking snack me one more time, I'm gonna smack you. Smack, because like
backhand. Get the backhand.
Snack, man. I mean, like
they're running out.
45 minutes. It's like Hardy's like, my tummy's growling. I'm like, how is it growling when you just eat? Like, so I literally,
it's called digesting your food.
So I have a strategic snack schedule. Like, I put all the snacks out, make them all pretty. Like, I even make them like I will post it like a little. You remember back in the day, what was on like, it wasn't real, I don't think, but like when you go camping, they had those little twigs with the lunch in a sack.
Yeah.
Like I make
Oh,
them the little sack
oh
and put like
my
a straw,
gosh, Roni, you are
and like
still
those
extra during
those are
quarantine.
their snacks. And I'm like,
Oh my
once
God.
you get these snacks, once all these snacks are gone for the day, the snacks are over. I have an
That's so
alarm on the
cute.
pantry, and I have to hide snacks in my closet. It's real over here. Snack is like, I can't deal with it.
Please take a picture of your
Oh,
alarm.
I
My
will
husband
video the
doesn't
alarm.
believe it.
Oh yeah, I will video the alarm. As soon as they open the door, it like goes off and I know something's
Okay, so hold on. Now they're in control over if they eat the whole snack like all at once, or do you kind of distribute it throughout the day? Or
it's supposed to be like a time, like we do like a breakfast and an AM snack, we do lunch, a PM snack. So they're there, but if they choose to, like if they ate that snack and then an hour next they want the next snack, and once that is gone, then they know like, too bad you ate the PM snack before PM snack time, so you gotta wait for dinner.
are you good at that though? Like, are you good at like,
Like
I
they don't
mean, because
complain.
some people are like, they'll just give in because they don't want to
Yeah.
hear them talk
No, because you know
or
what? It
complain.
like, I feel like since they know, like it's almost like a game kind of. Like when they know it's not there, they like automatically know
They're running out
the
of lives.
snacks. Like it's almost like I'm like, these are the only snacks we have for the day and I have to get more. So once these are gone, I can't get more to the next day. So
Yeah.
they listen. I don't know, some miraculous way they get it. But yeah,
That's so funny.
back the first week I was like, okay, like for real, snacks 24/7.
Yeah. We have to regulate the damn snacks too.
Yeah,
It's
like
crazy.
it gets real with those snacks. But yeah, that's as far as that. I think that's kind of the only thing um that we tweaked is the schedule a little bit for them being home. But like you said, it's kind of like back to my summer schedule. It's actually what I'm kind of living by is my summer schedule.
Yeah,
So
me too. And it's so funny because I love you that you have a schedule because I'm not the only freak about a schedule because I have a schedule for every season and I never had a schedule for vacation times or like spring breaks or winter breaks. I just kind of wing it, what
Wing it.
wing?
wing it, wing.
Is it
Mhm.
wing?
So
What's
right now
past tense
you're
with wing? But
Mhm.
okay, but
winged
I
it.
noticed that because I didn't have a schedule for winter break or spring break, I would always go crazy because I feel like
Yep.
there was just no control.
Yep.
And they would just
Schedule helps
drive me
so much.
crazy, ask me a million questions for like what time of the day do I get snack or when can I play video games? And I had no structure. So I kind of just brought in the summer schedule and tweaked it a little bit to implement like or include school. Even though they don't have classes yet, I still wanted them to like
Do
do
some
their
sort of,
they
yeah.
have like a math prodigy program online. Do you guys know about
Mm-hmm.
that one?
Mm-mm.
At school they do some type of math online program and it's called Prodigy, so I'll have them do that to kind of keep them busy. But I had to definitely keep them on some type of routine or schedule
Yeah.
because they'll drive me nuts. Like
No, for
it
sure.
does take a while to like reevaluate what you're gonna do. And especially because I was trying to like the week before they got off, I was like getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I'm like, all right, I got this. I'm working out, I'm getting dressed, like I'm all on this
You got
schedule.
it.
And then
Yeah.
it all
And then
fucked
bam.
up.
Bam.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like,
It
okay,
wasn't
new
meant for you to
schedule.
do that.
So last week I spent the whole week just trying to figure out what's going to be our new
Yeah.
schedule,
Yep.
trial and error.
Yep.
And so we finally got it down to where now I'm not waking up at 5 anymore. I'm waking up at 7. I do like a quick clean and throw the laundry in. I started doing the laundry every day, Marianne,
one load.
again, the one small load every day. And then I'll work out while the kids are doing their chores. And I had to redo their chore list too because while they're
Their
at school, they
homework.
weren't
Yeah.
doing chores. So
Yeah.
I like had to totally shift that around. And then they'll do their school time and then we'll do lunch. And then, yeah, I had to do the snacks like in between lunch and no breakfast and lunch. They get an AM snack and then a PM snack basically. So they only get 2 snacks a day.
Mm.
Oh no. And then they get dessert. So, and then
Yeah, we have
from
dessert
12 to
family
3,
too.
from 12 to 3, they do nap. And then when they nap, I work. The boys don't nap though. That's when they get their 1 hour of video game
Yeah,
time. Cause I'm
quiet
like,
time.
you got to earn that video game time. So, as long as they do all of their chores and they do their like schoolwork before that video game time, they'll earn their hour. And then after that, I'm like, oh, you still need to be quiet. So you have to watch a movie or something and stay in the back room. And then after that, I kick them out of the house. I know. And then after that, I kick them out of the house, and then they play, and then I cook dinner, and then we'll either watch a TV show all together or play a board game or something. But that's kind of what we've been surviving with. It doesn't feel so different than summer, you know, so I'm not going too crazy. But when I didn't have this schedule, I was going crazy. I was like, I just have nothing in place, you know, and like,
I have to have a schedule.
No structure whatsoever. Yeah.
Oh no, my kid thrives off structure. So I posted it, like I've been trying to do the homeschool thing, and I think I'm more like on it because he's in preschool, and then in the fall he's supposed to go to kindergarten, like in a brand new school. So I'm like super scared that he's gonna be behind, or that like, I don't know, like he's one that like if you don't give him a routine or structure, he will go like drive you nuts. And he's already kind of driven us nuts because everything's different. But yeah, so I do like the homeschool, but I do it because his is only like 9 to 1. So he only is in school for 4 hours. So we do like as if he is going to school, like I'll do the morning chaos where we're like rushing to I make him get dressed still, even though we're not going anywhere, just so it makes him feel like he's still doing something and it's normal. So we do that. And I legit, before school starts, make him, or we will walk together outside. Like even if it's just one time around like our little cul-de-sac, just so that he's not like he gets
like
out,
burns energy.
And like for him, he's super hyper, so he's like needs a lot of like activity, and he's the type that's like an active learner. So it sucks because the school, like he goes to a private school, and they haven't sent us like do this and this and this with him, but they've sent like resources that we can use. So it's kind of winging off whatever they've sent. And then my sister-in-law used to be a kindergarten teacher, so I've asked her for a lot of resources, and I have like a bunch of friends that are teachers, so like I've gotten like access to all these little like online learning and activities. So I've just kind of like each night I'll throw together like the agenda for the next day, and I'll make him do his things. And for me to stay sane, I exercise. Like it's just always been my thing, is exercise. So while we are outside doing his outdoor stuff, like we always go on a mile or mile and a half. Like I'll jog with pushing Levi, and I make him use his pedal bike because he has like a throttle bike and a regular bicycle, and he always wants to use his little electric throttle bike. But I'm like, no, I need you moving. So we do that, and then like I just go according to the school schedule that they used to do. Like they have snack time, then they have lunch time, and I make a lot of like, before we do any like sit down like activities, I make him do like, if you go on YouTube, there's like a freeze dance song thing. He loves it. So like even Levi gets into it. Like we're all just like dancing and freeze kind of thing. So he's that's like our routine now, and a lot of outdoor, and it sucks because it's been raining like off and on here. So it's like the days we're literally stuck inside all day, it sucks because those are, I want to say, the days he like drives me the most insane. And it's so
two things. One thing, I want to give you props for being able to do that every freaking day, because that's seriously a lot. That's a lot.
I don't know how teachers do it. No. I've had people comment on my shit, and it's like, you are so good. You should be a teacher.
When you
and I'm like,
she set up the whole classroom. I was like,
you too,
oh my God.
Roni, you too. You have little sitting areas for them. I'm like, oh
my response to all of them is like, dude, this one student is driving me like crazy. I don't know how like legit
Who are his
teachers.
parents?
Yeah, I don't know how
Right.
teachers do like 12 plus kids. Like it's.
Yeah.
With the
But I don't, like
schedule,
when I
the
talk to
schedule
other
with
teachers,
everything.
they're like, my kids don't listen to me if I try teaching them. So I don't know. I have no, like I
Another
have a new
thing.
respect for teachers.
Yeah, definitely. And another thing, you mentioned doing like programs and stuff. I saw in our private Facebook group, the Mamas and Mimosas,
Mm-hmm.
people were posting
Yeah.
different things to do with your preschoolers or, you know, your
Yeah.
kids, different programs and stuff in there, and even different educational shows and stuff. So
I
I
want
thought
to
that was pretty cool that people
say
were giving
Stephanie might
resources.
have been the
Mm-hmm.
one that posted something, and I like have taken a lot of activities off her list. And I'm like, oh, like the
Especially,
little
yeah,
sightward thing I did today. If you saw my post, like
yeah,
the volcano or lava, like that was one of them. So
yeah.
I don't know, like
She's
thank you
Stephanie.
guys for like all
Yes.
your resources and whatever.
I
Yeah.
know, but like Devin's school sent him like he gets up in the morning and he has like each class like it's already they were on it, so he has to
Wow.
go like to his first period. It's like 30 minutes, and then he has like a little break. Then he has to log back on by a certain time. Like it's almost like it's time. Like so he's like in a lot of my videos I post, I'm just mainly with the two little ones because he's
Yeah.
already at the computer like he's still at school. And then I know on Thursday, I think with Peyton, it's starting, they're doing a Zoom classroom. So we have to log on Thursday and the whole classroom will be on there and they're going
That's
to do like a
cute.
class or something. I
Yeah.
don't know. So,
Okay, so Marianne, really quick, when do you clean? Oh, and I'm only asking you that
Ask
because
me that
you have this
again.
whole classroom
shut
in the
up.
morning and you work out and everything like that. Like for moms out there that are wondering, like, okay, I could do that, but like
So I
when do you
put
clean?
it back into like our regular house looking way when they're napping. Or like when school's
Okay.
over, like at 1, he's doing whatever toys or playing at 1 because technically he's out of school, and when we get home he gets to do whatever he wants for a little bit and then he takes a nap. So I like start putting the house back. I mean, it's not a lot. I just did like 3 little areas for him to have like a section to choose.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I just push everything back like then. And then like cleaning wise, I don't know, like it's hard. Like I really honestly clean when my husband's home because at least because Levi's so active and
Mhm.
moving, like he's fast for a little 1-year-old. Like if you leave him for a second, he's already on top of the table. Like it sucks. So
Dancing.
yeah, like he's up there, like as soon as you walk out of the room, he's crying because he fell off the table or whatever.
Oh my
So
God.
yeah, like it
Jeez.
sucks. So a lot of the times, like my cleaning is like
When you
either when
can.
they're napping or when they're asleep already or when
Like
my
at
husband's
night.
home. Yeah. And
You
I
know,
think I posted that like I was doing the laundry, like
oh
and doing
really?
my DVR like after bedtime.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. I find it easier to like just do a quick clean at night so that at least in the morning, I mean, it doesn't keep it clean all day long, but like if you
No.
do it at night and then in the morning, maybe after they like, but I don't do the whole classroom thing, you know, like my kids are older. So I'm like,
Yeah.
here, this is what you need to do.
Mhm.
Like you said, Devin too, he's older and he already knows what he needs to do. So the boys kind of just do their own thing. And then it's the little one that I'm like balancing while I'm cleaning and stuff. But the deep cleaning, I've been doing it on the weekends. Me and my husband kind of tag team it and then have the kids involved too. I have them
Yeah,
vacuum
like,
the whole house and stuff. And it has changed so much. Like just having that one like Sunday morning or Saturday morning,
yeah.
especially now that we
Dedicated.
don't have, you know, birthday parties and stuff to go to. I'm like, hey, real quick, just spend a couple hours just deep cleaning the house,
Yeah.
scrubbing toilets and stuff. Like it's done. And then during the week, I don't have to worry about it. I just have to do like quick pickups, you know?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. So have you guys stocked up? Oh, wait, go ahead, Ron.
No, that was the question. I was about to ask the
Oh,
question.
sorry.
Have you guys stocked up
Mm.
on food? And for how many weeks?
I have and haven't really. Like we stocked up on like canned goods and meats, but not I mean, not as like into it and detailed as Janelle's. I mean, we just went and like everything was already chaotic at the stores, so I kind of just grabbed what I can grab. Like I got, if anything, like 4 things of chicken noodle soup, or like if anything, I grabbed like 4 cans or whatever. And then like my husband just went to Costco yesterday, and
Sunday, yeah.
they have their own like special hours for them. So he said it was nice because there was like only a handful of people in the store. So he was like,
Oh,
it
nice.
felt like nice, like it was normal, like it wasn't like chaotic.
Yeah.
And he had like first dibs on everything basically, so he was able to kind of like, we got toilet paper, paper towels, and things that we were scared of not having, and like frozen stuff. If anything, like we have enough to survive for at least 2 weeks,
But
but it's not.
just to clarify, Costco has specific days and hours. So if you're
Yeah.
a senior citizen, you could go in before it opens and get different things, and then also different days for like
Law
first
enforcement.
responders, right? I think that included medical.
Theirs wasn't, and theirs,
Like,
they were saying, was like law enforcement, firefighters, and one other thing. But
oh, okay.
I don't know if they have one for health care, because there'd be
I
so
thought it was.
many, like all the
I don't know.
nurses and staff. I don't know.
But it
I
would
mean,
be
do some
fair. I
research.
mean, they're
Yeah,
out
they
there.
deserve it for
I thought it was
sure.
all. I thought
Definitely.
it was all first
No,
responders.
he was saying that they told him it was like
Um.
specifically like
Uh,
officers and fire and like one other thing.
Wow. For us, I'm horrible. I usually have a lot of stuff in my pantry
well, you guys have a big ass family.
already. So
Huge
my pantry
family.
usually already looks like a store, just in general, because like we have a lot of people, we have a big family, and then usually like we take in more families. So I always have a ton of stuff. But we did have to go to the store and get like a few canned goods because my husband was like, okay, we just need to like at least prepare if we get shut down. So we went and got a few things, but there hasn't been like in our stores, there hasn't been a lot of stuff like left. Like for instance, all last week, I cooked everything from my menu and I noticed like I ran out of a few things that I needed to go get. So we went to the store today and there's still nothing. Like there was still like pretty
Mm,
much everything that I had on my list that I needed.
You
They only had
couldn't.
2 things from my list.
oh my
So
gosh.
there's still empty shells to like even down to like spaghetti noodles, like marinara sauce, like just stuff like that, like eggs, no more. Like just it was hardly anything. Like the lunch meat department, everything was like wiped out. It was crazy. So
Isn't
I'm
it
like,
crazy?
it
Now,
is.
okay,
It's
are people
scary.
going every day, or is this just backup on employees and you just don't have people stocking
No, the
things for
supply and
us?
demand isn't.
Yeah, it's not going fast enough. And
Yeah.
like they when they close, because their stores are closing early, because I was talking to the worker there, stores are closing early so that they could restock the shelves. But what's happening is when they open in the morning, it's already a line. So people are going in there getting all those things. And then they're limiting it now where like
Yeah.
some places you can
Good.
only get one. But if you're not in line in the morning and you come later, it's
Your
gone.
SOL, yeah.
Mhm.
But what sucks about that is like, what about those people that are still working, that get off later? They can't go later because they're closed, and then they can't go
Exactly.
early because they have work. Like
That's
they're
what the
limiting
girl was
that.
saying. She was like, the people who didn't hoard the food now are in trouble because they didn't, and now it's nothing left. Like this whole toilet paper thing, I swear, like that I rather probably wipe my ass with my hand in a minute because it's the same fucking thing. The
You
toilet
might as
paper,
well.
you might as well. Like the toilet is, I'm doing that anyway with how thin the fucking toilet paper is. So I'm over it. Like I just want some real toilet paper. I'm about to make some in a minute out of some what
Like
toilet
what
paper.
my brother has done is he when everything started getting crazy and toilet paper was like out of stock everywhere, they went and got a bidet. Is that how you
Oh,
say
I
it?
bought.
That's
Oh my
so
gosh, I should get
At
one.
Costco. At
I got
Costco.
one right here that I haven't opened yet.
And I'm
good.
like,
How's it going?
what? But
Yeah,
that's
no.
smart. And
Yeah.
but like, I don't know. It's funny because me and my husband talk about it, and he's like, I would feel like I still need to like at least wipe
gotta
it to make
dab it.
sure it's like dry.
I know.
Yeah.
But like the one they bought was like it washes and it dries. So I'm like, just
Ooh.
to
Like
make
a
sure,
blow
don't you?
dryer on your butthole.
Fancy.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah. And my
I
husband's
would
like,
be
well, you
sitting on
still
that all
want
the
to check
time.
if it's clean, right? And I'm like, yeah, but maybe you don't need to use as much toilet paper though still. So I don't know. That's just a thought for others who may be interested.
Yeah, I bought one. It's like I'm looking at it right now.
But did you buy it because of what's going on? Or
Because
you
I
guys?
can't find
Oh, you
toilet
did?
paper. Yeah.
Okay.
For that
So
funny.
when it barely started and people were like, oh yeah, we're stocking up on toilet paper and
we
water.
just had a conversation. Remember, we were asking
like,
each other.
we were like, what? Why are people stocking up? And so I was just like, that's so stupid. And then my husband was like, I'm going to go to Costco. People are acting crazy. I'm just going to go pick up some toilet paper. He went and there was no water and no toilet paper. And that was a couple weeks ago. And so he was like, this shit's real. Like people are going crazy there. And then, so he ordered some online and then we get that thin ass paper ones, you know.
He was lucky.
But I'm like, hey,
some online.
Thank God. Yeah. And then right after that, like the next day, my mom went to order some and there was There's more nothing. Online.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, even that stupid thin ass paper, I guess we're lucky for
where
having
did you
some,
order
period.
it from? Because
he ordered it from Amazon.
I ordered some
that
too.
Was like a couple weeks ago.
I did too, and I thought I was like, yes, I got the toilet paper, and then it refunded me. It was like 2 days later, they sent me a refund. So,
yeah,
Janelle, we want to hear about your food list.
Okay,
this fancy list, because I saw it and I told my husband, I said, "Look what I did! I organized all our food," and he was like, "I'm so proud of you." I was like, "Psych, Janelle did it."
Okay, so what happened was, what is it, last year when that earthquake stuff was happening, you know, like every time we have an earthquake, there's all this scare, like, okay, we're going to have a huge one. You better go and get cans. So my dad has always been big on like preparing and stuff. So every time there's an earthquake, we'll go and get cans. So we already have a lot of cans and like crackers, those saltine crackers, you know, and water and stuff like that just for earthquake. But it's not like enough to last weeks. It's really like maybe 1 week, you know? And then so my husband went to Costco and he got like some meats and stuff that we could put in the freezer. And then the Costco had no produce. So I went to was driving by the Mexican market, the Superior, and I saw that they had like tons of oranges and whatever else. So I went in there and sure enough, everything was full of produce. Like their produce was completely full. So I just went in there and got all my produce. And then Costco had no cereal. So they had their cereal aisle was full, but all their cans, all their pastas was gone and all their meats were gone. So I'm like, look, you go to Costco and do that. I'll go to the Superior and get all the produce and we'll kind of, you know, at least we'll have some. So right now we have like, I think I put it like we have like 20 something meals together.
Oh, good.
But it's going, you know, like you eat it and then you eat the leftovers super quick. And before leftovers would last all week long. And now we're like eating leftovers for lunch and we're trying to not be wasteful. And like, it's definitely different, but it helps so much to like keep that inventory. Like I created like an inventory on Google Sheets and just to type in like everything that we have. So I don't have to over shop and like panic that I don't have enough produce or enough frozen foods or whatever. Cause you know, once you put things in your freezer, you don't really know what the hell's in there, like in the back, you know? So I just have it on a piece of paper and then I meal plan from there during the week, like what I'm going to get out and thaw. But it gives me like a peace of mind, like, okay, I know we're going to be okay for the next couple of weeks. But after that, like you scare me to know that you're going to the stores and it's still empty. Like I was hoping like in the next weeks, it won't be, but.
And that's what they say. Like, they're like, don't panic. It's not a shortage on food, But then when I went today, I'm like, wait a minute, because I'm gonna
There
start
is
panicking
nothing.
because there's
Yeah.
not even bread like to make the kids a
Right.
sandwich. Like the essential things that you need, like your bread, your milk, your eggs, pasta, like all that, it's a done deal. Like empty. When I say empty, like ghostly empty.
That's like when it started kind of getting serious and we were having our little conversation like within ourselves, and I was like, dude, and I went to the store and it was already crazy, and I was like, I think, I don't know, one of you guys
Yeah.
were like, oh, it's not that big of a deal, like I'm not gonna go and hoard, like
We
save
both.
somewhere. Yeah. And I was like, if you want to scare yourself, go to the
Yeah, I
grocery
remember
store.
you said
Like,
that.
I went and I was just with the intentions to buy X amount of things, but because everyone at the store is panicking and like
Oh my
fighting with
God.
each other, and you see everyone's baskets are full, you're like, what the fuck? I need to do that too.
They're on the phone like, oh my God, they're out of beans. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, like calm down. Like when I was shopping, I was like, wait, is this an earthquake? Why am I getting all this food that like we
I
have
know.
hot water?
I know.
We have, like there's so many things that I was getting that I was like, wait a minute, this is not an earthquake. Like we have power, we have
Yeah.
things to cook it, we have a freezer to put meats in. Like let's
Yeah.
But I
get food that we're
think
gonna actually make.
like for me, what was scaring me was because things were getting shut down, like the NBA was getting shut down, Disney, like big things. And I'm like, dude, if those people are shutting down, then
Our
and the
grocery
schools are
stores.
how do you know the grocery stores
Grocery
are?
store,
And
yeah.
that's
That's the
why I was
thing.
like, I wasn't scared of the virus itself, I was scared of
Mm-mm.
like, oh my God, what if the stores are closed, then what do we do? Like
Yeah.
maybe there is a reason why everyone's hoarding or why everyone's stocking up, and I'm like over here not taking it seriously. So then I don't know, that's when I noticed like everything was disappearing, so I'm like, shit, I need to go get stuff.
And that conversation, like that morning, we were having a conversation like, yeah, people are going crazy, but we're not going to go crazy. And
Yeah.
then like one of us goes to the market and then the other one's like, I'm just going to go see. And then it's like, everyone's freaking out. We're
I
like,
sent you
Brownie,
guys a
get your ass
picture. Yeah.
to the
I
market.
know.
I'm like, I got in line at the freaking back of the store, and I thought I was gonna beat the crowd because I went in the morning
Oh
and I
yeah,
had
you did
Levi with
not.
me. Legit, I was grabbing food off the shelves to feed him in line because he was like, couldn't, he's still small.
Yeah.
He like doesn't have the patience to wait that long. So I'm like getting, whatever, goldfish and feeding,
Yeah.
opening it in line and feeding it.
No,
Crazy.
for babies, I feel like that's okay. Like I
He
do
was
that shit all
like,
the
oh
time
my
for
God, I'm
kids.
so sorry. Like, and he starts crying and everyone's like already pissed off in line and they're looking at me
Yeah.
like, why the hell would you
You're like,
bring
I'm
a
going to pay
kid?
for it. I'm going to pay for
Right?
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Get
like,
off my
I
back.
thought I was gonna beat the crowd. But it's funny because there were so many different personalities. Like one behind me had the same idea as I did, thinking we were gonna beat the crowd. And then an older person in front of me was like, I can't believe like this is happening. Like I've lived through World War, blah blah blah,
Mhm.
and like
That's
this
the
is
thing.
dumb. And then like somebody else next to them was like, there's no more this and this and this and this, and like panicking. So it's like, oh my gosh, like I don't know, it's nuts.
I just felt like if I don't get enough food to feed my family for at least 2 weeks, I will
Yeah.
feel guilty if we starve.
Yeah.
Like what the hell
Yeah.
am I going to do? At least 2 weeks. Like you don't have to go crazy. And the only reason why I really only bought for 2 weeks, but the only reason why I have extra is because I'm including the earthquake food. But I
Mhm.
really don't want to eat the earthquake food yet because I want to it's for a fucking earthquake.
Right, exactly.
But see, like,
Lord forbid you use
what
it
if the
all up. Is
power
it an
goes out?
earthquake?
If the power goes out, we're screwed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like what
The
if they
earthquake food.
make the power companies go down because they can't go to work?
Yeah.
Now what are we gonna do? That's what
That's
scares
what's
me.
scary is all the jobs going
Let's hope it
down.
doesn't get to that point.
So then, wait, are you
Lord, let's
guys
hope.
prepared if the quarantine lasts longer than 30 weeks?
I'm already assuming I'm assuming we're gonna be stuck in here till summer.
Dude, people say August. I've been
Yeah.
hearing rumors of August, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, August.
That's why I'm so like, I'm
Really?
scared for them. And like, okay, he's supposed to go to a new school. Or what about the people who are supposed to graduate? They
I
don't even
know.
get to
I
graduate from
Well,
school,
know.
or
that's like Devin's like heartbroken because he's supposed to have his 8th grade
Eighth
promotion to go to high
grade.
school.
Yeah,
And
see,
they're
well,
already talking about
it's not
canceling the
gonna be. Yeah,
graduation in Disneyland and everything. And it's like, oh, this is my baby's 8th grade promotion. He's going into high school and he's not even gonna have that moment to like, have a graduation. So
Dude, my cousin's daughter is
uh,
graduating high school, and like that's it. That might have been her
see,
last day of senior year, and
yeah.
she didn't even know. Like that sucks.
And
and it's
what's go ahead, Roni.
And
uh,
prom, there's no prom,
that's what I was gonna
like they get
say.
gypped.
That's what
Yeah,
I was gonna say. Like for some people, like I'm trying to, because one of our next question is, has your mood shifted due to everything? And it's like you think about the people who aren't going to be able to like do this stuff that they've waited their whole life for.
yeah,
And even though I'm like looking at it in a positive life, like, okay, I'm at home, I'm safe, I'm with my family, but there's other people who are probably at home who are like being like mentally abused, or like school was their only
Oh my
outlet. Like
God.
there's
yeah.
so many people that my heart goes out for, because just because I'm like, okay, I'm here safe, I can do it. What about those babies who are being like
Home was
abused or
not
anything?
safe.
And
Yeah,
now, yeah, and that their outlet was school, their outlet was work. It's like people already in the world suffering with mental abuse, and like this is not gonna help, So it's
Dude,
like
that
it just,
reminds me of that that Netflix series, the Gabriel.
Fernandez or
oh
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
and
yeah,
that was his outlet was
yep.
school. Dude, you
So
just put
yeah.
me in a different funk.
No, I'm sorry, but I
No,
was
but
just
you're
thinking
right.
about that because
Like at least our husbands are working right now too, so we have some type of income to buy
yeah,
food that's not there. But
exactly.
like at least it's like there's people who don't have any income or anybody to watch their kids right now.
Yeah.
Maybe they're both working and they can't,
And
they nobody's there.
that was my thing, because especially like growing up the way that I grew up, and like
Hmm.
school was like the place that I went to know that like I was going to get fed, or I know where my
Yeah,
meal would come from. And you have so many kids who are like dependent upon that, and it's just crazy. So I feel like my mood shifted in a way to make me like look at how I already knew that I'm blessed, and about what we have, but like it just makes me really, really like step back and like appreciate it. And it's like this could be way worse.
yeah.
It could be
Yeah,
way worse.
definitely.
So definitely shifted in that aspect.
It's been actually kind of nice. Like I know like my kids miss their friends and like I like miss my mom and stuff, but I feel like you said, every weekend was some type of birthday party, baby shower, something that you didn't really spend much time home other than during the week when you're doing, other tasks and
So
stuff.
busy.
So it's kind of nice being home and checking off stuff that you wanted to do in your actual home and living in it, and like,
Exactly. Enjoying your home, because we don't, I feel like we
yes.
get to enjoy it,
And for
you know.
years, I had like a to-do list, like, hey, I need to declutter this freaking attic and like, clean the weeds in my backyard or whatnot, organize my closet. And like now we have that time to do it without feeling guilty for missing somebody's event,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
like prioritizing or whatever. Like now you kind of have an excuse why you're having me time, or
Yeah.
like family time, home time, I should
And
say.
two, I was gonna say really quick that, like, the world, how things are getting so bad with like school shootings and everything, like your family's home, and you're kind of like, well, we can give all that a break. Like, you don't have to worry in the morning. Like, I don't know, for me, I like when my kids go to school, like you worry, like people are crazy, you never know, but
Yeah.
like they're here and they're all safe with me. So my worry level is like a little bit down. Like I'm still worried about what's gonna happen with this whole, pandemic, but I'm still at like, okay, well, all my family's here. We're safe. We locked the doors, and somebody trying to come up in here.
That's so true. I feel like I was more worried when I would send him to school because I didn't know who was at school spreading the germs. And now
Yeah.
I know, now that I'm better, that I'm
No,
not the
you.
one spreading the germs. But now I'm like, okay, we're in this like healthy little bubble now. And now I'm trying to protect it. And my kids are
Yeah.
like, you're not letting grandma come over. And I'm
My
like, grandma
mom's not
needs to
coming. Yeah.
stay out. She needs to
Yeah.
stay out with her germs.
Yep. What about
It's
you, Marianne?
funny. I'm like over here, like listening to you guys, and I'm like, I'm such a bitch. Because it sucks that, like,
It,
for me at
Yeah.
least, because I know I complain about him all the time, but he is driving me nuts. Like, I feel so bad because I like was already yelling at him on the daily, I feel like, and now I'm like at another level.
No,
You
it
feel
gets
like
rough.
even with your structure, you don't feel like it's gotten any
With
better?
our structure, I feel like he's fine like the first half of the day, but then as soon as our like the school day ends, it's like I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's the rain or it's the chaos or what, because he's talking back at a whole nother level, even to my husband. And my husband's like, what the? Like, it's so strange because I'm like, I've called my brother and my sister-in-law, and they're like they see how like hyper he's like bouncing off the walls, and they're like, oh my god. And I'm just like looking at them like, you see, this is like where I would send him to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And but it's just like driving me nuts. But
Okay.
we're so used to like, I take him, like we're the type that go out and do
Yeah,
things
and to keep him
because
busy with
to keep,
activities like
yeah.
outside. Yeah.
And for me it was like a way for me to not go crazy cleaning, because I feel like if we're home, I'm cleaning 24/7, or not cleaning, but picking up after them. And
Yeah.
even though I'm telling him to clean, I still have to clean after Levi, versus when I would take them out and we'd go to Disneyland or go to the library or go to wherever or to the park. I don't have to clean there, and they're having a blast. So
Yeah.
for our for that to all of a sudden stop, I
That's the
think
hard part.
threw him off, because now like he can't do anything. And like, so I've been trying to keep it as normal with the school, because that has been taken away from him. And then like, I don't know, it just drives me nuts. And then like, so I mean, after hearing you guys like, yes, I know I'm blessed, and I know like we're safe at
Well,
home.
I want to say too, Marianne, like don't get me wrong, because I have my moments, and I have Harley, who gets sent to the principal office every day, which is Tyler is the principal. Her dad is the principal. I set up he's a principal. You can get sent to his office. But like I noticed, like she is very like she's different. So what I had to do, like I have like little like those little toys you get from like if you're gonna have a birthday party or
Yeah,
something, like
like the
little
party
99
favors.
cent. Yeah. So what I did is I got this like old Trader Joe's like paper bag, and I just filled it up with all kind of stuff like goodies, that and everything. And when I do their schooling at the end, they get to pick something. I shake up the bag and they get to pick something out the prize bag. And now I notice, since she has that to look forward to, and she doesn't know what surprise is in there, she's a little better with school time, because she was like, she was about to go to school with the virus going on.
You gotta find what they
yeah,
like, because and like use it,
to your
in
advantage.
yes, to your advantage. Because the first week the kids were fighting and they were dry. That's what I'm saying. Like I had to sit back. I was yelling so much the first week. The kids were fighting so much,
Well,
and I'm
my
like, all
husband
right,
was gone too the first
you got to
week.
get this shit under control. And there, it might be a good time for you guys to like kind of trial and error different things, because that's honestly when they go crazy, that's the time that I'm like, I need to focus more on them and less on whatever else I'm focusing on, cleaning or whatever. And so we've been doing the behavior chart, but I noticed that they started kind of trying to like play it like, okay, like I'm just gonna do this extra work just so that I can play video games. But it wasn't like, it was tricky. Okay. So then me and my husband were like, no, nice try. So I started the behavior chart that they're automatically at 10. And if I have to tell them or remind them to do a specific chore, or if they're fighting and they can't work it out themselves and I have to yell at them or whatever, they move down. Okay. Now they're moving backwards. And if they're not at 10 by the time it's video game time, because that's what they want to play together, then they don't play video games.
Yeah.
Or if it's still like a couple hours until that time, then they can earn it by doing extra. Now they got to do extra. So then they'll do extra chores or extra whatever.
Yeah.
But and that's what's been working lately. So they'll start at 10 and then they'll bump down if they mess up. And then the only way to bump up is to do extra work now, because the other way around, when I was starting them at 1, they would be like, mom, do you see me? I picked up my shirt. Mom, I brushed my teeth. And I'm like, oh my God, you're bothering me even more. Like
this
I
was
get
not
it.
supposed to go like this.
Oh, but you're bothering me like every 5 seconds to move up. So now you're going to start at 10. And if I have to remind you to do what you already know to do, and you have a list of what to do, you know, and I get it, they're different ages, but you kind of have to like see what is it that he likes the most to do, and just kind of hold that over his head until a certain time. And it has to, it could be something like a toy, like you said, but nowadays you can't go out and just get a bunch of toys. So if it's
so like for us, we used to just do movie night on Fridays, but now it's like, because there's no school, we've been trying to do movie night like on the days that my husband's off. So like we did one tonight, and we got the Onward movie. And like there were times throughout today where I'm like, you're gonna lose the movie, but it's like, oh my God, like I have to like yell at him for him to like, I'm like, why do I have to yell at you?
But you know, that's the thing. Now that I have this, like, now that they understand their little scale, I'm like, no, just go move. Like you save so much stress of yelling, because you're like, no nonsense. Like if you tell them you're going to lose the movie, no, you lost the movie. You lost the movie for today.
So we did that yesterday.
But then he could earn it back. Like, okay, but you can earn it back if you do A, B, and C, or if you're good for the rest of the hours. But if not, you lost it. But
he's like the type that's like unfortunately, he's a poor sport. So like if he's losing, he's given up. So like, and it's anything. If he's already like losing at anything, he's like throws a tantrum. Yeah, I'm done. I'm turning around. Or like, just even those sight words that I like showed today, there was one he almost like couldn't figure out, and I wasn't like giving him a hint. He automatically turned around and was gonna go backwards, and I'm like, no, like sounding it out for him. So it's like, I don't know. Like, so yesterday I took the movie away, and oh my God, screamed and cried and yelled for legit 2 hours straight. And me and my husband are sitting on the couch like and he's like, don't yell, you're just stressing yourself out. And I'm sitting there and like, I'm like, all right, like I want you to see why I go crazy, because you know he's off. And you could tell like it started to get on his nerves, because like he'll start saying, why are you crying, like trying to be calm, but then you could tell he's starting to boil. And I'm like, you see, like I'm not crazy when I tell you he's driving me nuts.
My kids will try to throw a guilt trip, like, I can't believe you're not letting me do this. And I'm like, I know, I'm so sorry that you didn't just follow directions. Like tomorrow, I think you'll learn. Like, I'm pretty sure that this is going to make you learn that tomorrow we're not messing around. And, you know, I'm really sorry that you can't do this either. Like, it makes me sad. I want you to have fun. I want you to play the video game.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you forgot this. You know, maybe tomorrow you'll remember. And it's so funny, because then they'll stop the whole arguing thing. Like, they're like, wait a minute, are you really sorry? Like, how sorry are you? Oh my God. I feel like we've gone over the hour. Have we gone over an hour?
Yeah, I'm sure we went over an hour. I'm sure
it
we went
doesn't
over
tell
an
me.
Okay, but really quick, you mentioned, hold on.
So we answered, so we only have 2 questions left.
Yeah. You mentioned the shelter in place. What is that? Is that just staying in your homes? Is that what it is? Oh, okay. Because I never heard of it, that shelter in place.
Who mentioned that? Marianne?
Marianne earlier.
Like, the governor has
I didn't know that was the wording for it, was shelter in place. I thought it was just quarantine or
no,
lockdown or whatever.
they have shelter in place and safer
Stay
at
home.
home.
Yeah,
well,
those like
it's the same.
yeah, okay.
But I want to say that the like legal or whatever term is shelter in place.
Oh, okay. So then are you guys taking that seriously? Are you not allowing people to visit?
Nope, not even my mom. My mom we've been doing FaceTime and she's
Now,
like,
even if they're healthy, you don't allow them to visit?
just because like I've seen interviews with like NBA players and stuff saying they had no symptoms and they tested positive, and then they're saying it hits everyone different. So like someone may have super symptoms and someone may not. So like just to play it safe, like my mom just called me today and she was like, what do I have to do to see them? She was like, you can take my temperature before I come in. She was like, you can spray my eyes with Lysol. She was like, I need to see them. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know who you've been around, because my mom is still out. She's one of those people. She's been going to the store every day. She's been like calling me like, oh, the 99-cent store had this. And I'm like, why are you out? Go in the house. So really, because she's being out so many places, I'm really like, you can't come over here at all. So, and surprisingly, my husband is taking it really serious too, because his mom wanted to come over and he was like, no, until we figure out all this stuff, because his mom was still showing houses and like still out, like not taking it serious, and especially with their age. So we're taking it really serious. We have like no one can come over, and we're just be in our little bubble until
it's funny because here we're trying to protect them from catching it, because we're worried about their life. Like, dude, if you catch this, you're older, you're gonna die, like, but and we're trying to protect them, but yet they're not even taking it serious and they're going out and about. Like my mom, she goes to work every day. I mean, I get it, she doesn't have a choice, she goes into work, but now she wants to come and visit and bounce around and and I'm like, I'm not gonna let you bring your germs. And she's like, but I'm not sick. And I'm like, I'm sorry,
you don't need to have the symptoms.
And so my sister is not taking it very serious. I mean, they're taking it serious within like the public kind of thing, but she's allowing my mom to go visit. And so they're like, why are you not letting me visit? And they want to come and hang out and barbecue. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry. And my mom's like, I'm just going to drive by and say hi to the boys. I'm like, no, you're not, because they're going to go out there and I want to hug you. My sister came today to pick up a freaking package, and like the kids ran to the door and I'm like, you guys get back.
Get away from her.
My sister's at the screen. My sister's at the screen. She's like, let me in. I just want to visit. I'm like, get out. No, you're breathing. Like, but I just feel like because my husband's home too, I'm just trying to like, just keep our bubble, like do your part. Just stay away for a little bit. Like we'll just FaceTime, like, and man, I think it's kind of nice though. It's kind of nice having our own time though. What about you guys? I know you guys, your husband's working too out in the streets. So
we're pretty serious. Like we don't, because we know, like, you don't have to have the symptoms and you can still be a carrier. Like, it's even to the point, because my father-in-law lives with us and he's a senior and has issues. So he's like more susceptible to getting whatever. Like, unfortunately, we have his door closed. Like, because the kids just run in and out of his room normally and whatever. And the door's closed and they can't go in there. And like recently Levi had a fever, but we think it's because he's teething, but I mean it was like a 24-hour temperature. But even then, like, we were paranoid. Like scary. I was spraying all the doorknobs, just because like I didn't know what he had. And even my husband was like, they had that huge sickness prior to everything going on. Like, I think they really had it, but it wasn't a big deal at that time. So I don't know. Like for us, we're like, washing, my hands are super dry from washing it so much.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we're
Everybody
pretty
do.
serious about it over here.
And now with that thin ass toilet paper, you gotta wash your hands every time.
I'm telling you, because I'm seeing this thing go around. I'm seeing this thing. Have you guys seen that challenge, like the poop challenge, where you ask the kid to bring you the toilet paper and you have like chocolate on your hand and you touch them and tell them it's poop?
Oh no, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's a challenge going around, but I'm like, mine's actually may be that with this thing. I was in
here we're complaining.
I know.
We're complaining, but we're lucky we fucking have toilet paper.
How serious we are about this quarantine. So my grandma lives in like the back house behind us. It's like on the same property. But she is quarantined. Like we haven't really seen her. Like we'll go by the screen and like wave because she was actually sick. Like a few weeks ago, she had like the coughing and congestion and stuff. So we like kind of quarantine her in her own little bubble. And so we don't even really see her. And she lives right 4 steps away from us. And we haven't been seeing her either. So we're taking it real serious over here. Real serious. Our last question, ladies, which is the money maker. How has your sex life changed since we've gone into the quarantine? Who wants to go first?
I think I'm pregnant.
What?
Oh, why? Because you guys have had sex more?
Yeah.
Like for real, really legit?
Wait, can you be?
I'm not gonna be surprised if I miss my period this week.
Go, Mary and Adam. That's what I'm talking about.
Like watch. My husband's gonna watch this and be like, "What the?"
That's what I'm talking about. Get that quote. Can we name her Quarantina? Quarantina.
This is gonna be the Tangled chick, whatever that chick's name is on Tangled.
Oh my god,
what is her name? No, we like Quarantina.
That is funny.
Corona.
Oh my god. So you guys have. So okay. So the first week I was sick. So I was trying to keep him away, but now I feel like that's the same. And you asked too when do you get it in? The same time?
You mean like twice a week?
The same nighttime routine.
No, it's bumped up from twice. NyQuil. Woo!
Well, like, so my husband was at work like last week because like I said, he pushed it down to the minimum until they said shut down, then he shut down. So we're just coming into like our first week with him home. So I mean, if we go off today, since technically it's his birthday, you guys see my glow
25 times.
How are you not sore? I don't know.
No, actually today, like literally, I was like, you know what? I feel like I'm kind of like, well, not just like sore in places, like my legs and like everything is sore. Like I did too much acrobatic. I'm just really up over here.
No, for real. How many times today?
Only 4.
Only?
Yeah.
Okay, but did you do your whole like warm rag thing? Have we ever told our listeners about the warm rag?
No, we didn't.
Okay, because we've asked Roni like, okay, how do you not get swollen or sore or like you need to tell us? And she said that she treats herself with a warm rag in between sessions so that it kind of helps with the swelling, right?
Even my husband will go get the warm rag.
Like right after your session?
Yeah.
Or before your next session.
No, like right after. He'll go
and where
like
do you put it? Just over your vagina?
Yeah, you like almost like a steam. Like it, like you just lay it over it and like steams and get warm. And I feel like it goes like that back into place.
It wrinkles it back.
Woo, the steam like brings it back to life.
So did you learn that somewhere? Like why did
in a porno?
You know what?
It was in a porno somewhere.
No, I think what happened was just one time, you know how it gets like sometimes it could get
puffy.
Yeah, no boy, it could get like messy a little bit. And that was our way of like cleaning up the area, like the crime scene. And then it kind of just helped. It kind of just started working, and then it just became like a routine.
You're like, oh, I wasn't sore that time.
Yeah, no, I swear by it. Because in the beginning, I could not, like, I would be like, no. And then I would get bladder infections, like, left and right. from too much.
So how do you avoid bladder infections? You go pee right after?
Before and after.
Yeah.
And
Before? Why
I don't know
before and after? The doctor, my gynecologist told me to do before and after.
Oh, I heard about after. I heard about after.
And literally since then, like I do not get them because I would get them all the time. Like if we would do like more than 2 sessions, I would be like, oh no, I'm getting a bladder infection. I feel it. Like
it's coming for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be here. Yeah. Yeah. It's
On
to the
that
point now,
note,
like if I fall out, if I like fall out after, he'll literally be like, go pee. Because I don't want to hear this bladder infection.
Oh, because then you're gonna fuck it up for tomorrow. You're gonna mess it up for 2 hours from now.
And on that note,
yes,
we want to hear from you. How are you holding up during these crazy times? Share it in our private Facebook group, linked in the show notes below. And before you go, do us a favor, screenshot this episode and tag us on Instagram and let us know how you relate.
Oh, we should do a screenshot.
You want to do a post?
Oh yeah, and let me.
Here, I'm gonna hold.
And then I want another one with my phone too after we do this one.
Oh, I will. All of us. Let's do all our own.
We'll just do one first without like.
Okay.
All right. Cheers.
Are you guys singing now?
Oh wait, but I can't show my phone. Hold on.
Now are you doing? I'm gonna do a boomerang.
Did you do it?
Wait, I don't want to show my phone. I'm trying to.
Wait, we didn't say bye. This is like still part of the podcast.
Oh, it is? Okay, let's say bye.
Let's say bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Stay
we'll
safe
come back
and
next week,
stay
okay,
in.
Stay inside, please.
So
we can stay inside so we can go outside.
Yes, I want to have a 4th of July party and I can't if you guys don't stay inside.